Today we are working on the mama sweatshirt using 4 different onesies.
Hello, welcome to my channel. A lot of you have been asking me for my specific mama file because what I did is created a file that will stitch all the tack down in one step, and then it'll stitch the satin stitch, the border, all in one step. It's going to be 4 different designs, and we're going to stitch it on a Gildan sweatshirt.
So I have all 4 shirts laid out, and I've already ironed on the heat and bond onto the back of the shirt designs, and I'm going to cut them out. I also printed out the mama design so that I can make sure that I cut them out big enough to cover each individual letter. And don't forget to peel the backing off, and you'll leave the shiny part on the fabric. So I'll just cut the rest of these out, and don't forget to peel off the backing on each one of those. So I'll be left with 4 different rectangles. Okay, I'm going to set those aside for right now and prepare my sweatshirt. I'm just using a Gildan sweatshirt, and I've printed out my design. I'll show you how to print it out here in a minute. I'm using some Floriani Power Mesh Stabilizer, and I'm just going to I'm going to use the spray adhesive and spray that onto the inside of the sweatshirt. If you've noticed, I have the sweatshirt turned right sides out. But this is my Hoop Master system, and I haven't shown you guys yet, but I really like it. I'm using an 8x13 magnetic hoop. I put that in there, place the Tearaway stabilizer on top, and secure it with those magnetic type flappy things. And then I'm going to put my sweatshirt over it like this, and I'm trying to be careful because I've got that Power Mesh Stabilizer in there as well. And then I'm going to take my printout and find the right placement, the most ideal placement, which is about 3 inches from the collar. And now I'm just going to tape it down, and it's ready to be hooped. And there we have it. Now I'm going to release it. And now I'll show you how to create the file in the Embrilliance software by selecting a applique font. This one is a college font, I believe, by Stitching Bundles. And I'm just going to type out Mama, which we have right here. But the problem that you guys are having is that it's stitching out 1 letter at a time. So what we will do, well, first I'm going to increase the height. I like the height to be about 3.5, or maybe even like 3 3/4. So we'll do 3.5 right now. All I'm doing is just dragging my arrow up, and see on the left here, I'm using those measurements. So now I'm putting it right back into the middle of the hoop again. And see, I'm taking my measurement right there. So this one, you can see in the left-hand corner, it's 3 3/4 of the height. Okay, now what we're going to do is color sort it. Go up to Utility and hit Color Sort, and it says it's been reduced by 6 color changes. So I clicked New View, and when you come over here, you can see I'll do my stitch stimulator. Look, that's how it's going to stitch out. It'll do the placement first, then it moves on to the tack down, and then it will go into the satin stitch, the final stitch. I forgot to show you how to print it out, so I'll just show you with this arrow. See where it says File? You'll just click on that, and it'll bring a drop-down menu, and you'll just select Print so that you can have your image print out. Here is an example of the data print out. You can see it is not centered, so I'm just gonna fold it where the cross lines are, and then I will cut off the excess amount so that it will be centered when you cut it out. Now we are back at the mama design. I'm just going to put it in my embroidery machine. It's the 8x13 hoop, and I'm going to select the mama file. This one is a little bit different because I added love at the bottom of it. But right here, I'm just matching up the cross lines, and I'm just going to outline the frame of it to make sure that the needle is not going to hit the magnetic hoop. So you can see right here, I've got the laser. I don't know if you can see it very well. And now I'm just making sure that the needle is not going to hit when I move it from top to bottom and side to side. You always want to do that because your file could be bigger, or I don't know, there can always be something that goes wrong in embroidery. Okay, so now it's showing me right here that it's going to stitch the placement stitch. I always get super nervous when I first start it because I'm like, did I forget anything? Did I clear the sweatshirt out from the bottom? Everything seems to be doing good. It's just going to do the tack down on all 4 letters. And let me get a close up here so that you can see. And now I'm going to grab my scraps of fabric. You know, they've already got the heat and bond on them. And so once this tack down or the placement stitch is done, we're going to place those on. Okay, now the fun part begins. We're going to start laying our fabric down. Make sure that you have a tool. This is just a paintbrush that I'm using. After it puts down the placement stitch, you're going to cut on that side so that it's not covering the other thread, and then you're going to place down the next one. So hopefully you'll see what I'm saying here in a minute. The light is kind of giving you a glare. If you are finding this, so after this one gets stitched down, I'm going to stop the machine. Yours might already stop. And I'm cutting this area so that that fabric is not overlapping the M. And then I'm going to place this one down and then just kind of guide it with the end of my paintbrush. You don't ever want to put your fingers in the way. And now I'm going to trim this side so that none of the fabric is covering the stitches on the A. And now I'm just going to pull it out and find a seat and relax for a minute and just trim it. And I'm using my Kai scissors. They're blunt tip scissors. I've talked about them a lot, but because they've got that blunt tip, I can go through and just quickly trim these without worrying that I'm going to stab a little hole in the sweatshirt. Also, you will notice that it is not centered in my hoop, which is a mistake on my part. I should have planned that better. The mama design should actually be in the center of the hoop. That would make trimming it a lot easier, but I'm still not struggling too much on getting these trimmed up. I always get super nervous with. You want to take like a seam ripper or a really sharp tip scissors to try to poke a little hole in it. So I've got the hole going right there. You just want to make sure that you do not poke a hole in the sweatshirt, because yeah, I've done that before, but lesson learned. Hopefully I don't do that again. And then just go in there really slowly and trim the corners just like that. Okay, so the tiny little sections are kind of intense, but I think we are ready to put this back in there, and it's going to stitch every single letter all at once, all in one step, to make it really fast. Okay, what I want to emphasize right here is to make sure that you clear out the area. Clear out the area. And then I'm going to show you some details here. Look at how clean those edges are. Again, I don't think I could get them this good without my scissors. So I owe it all to my scissors. And then we're just going to push the start button. I chose a gray color thread. So I can't wait for you guys to see the end result. I will have a lot of pictures like always. And so just kind of sit back and relax, and you'll see that now it's just going to go through and stitch the satin stitch, and it's going to do all the letters at one time. Okay, now I'm going to pull it off of the machine. Look at that. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love the gray. It didn't get stitched to the back, so we're good there. Let me pull it off. Oh, the mom, she is going to love this. I love the gray thread that I decided to use on this one. Okay, and then I will show you the inside, because a lot of times you guys are curious about what the inside looks like. So I just tear off the Tearaway stabilizer, and then the power mesh is still on there. So I cut that away, but you can see that there's not a lot of bulk because it's been torn away and then cut away. And then I'll just kind of tear out this little excess, but I'm not too picky about it. And it ends up feeling just fine. The final step is to iron it down, because we're fusing that heat and bond to the sweatshirt. And so I'm just taking a cloth over it just to kind of protect it and just iron it down. You know, the one thing that I love about this one is the mom, she had her sons pick out the shirts that they wanted in the sweatshirt. Isn't that so sweet? So I just want to thank you so much for watching my channel. I hope that this video helps you be able to create some beautiful embroidered projects. And I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you guys. Have a good day and happy stitching. Bye.